What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Blue coming at you with another video for the channel, and welcome back to the DMV Sports Zone. And in today, guys, I have a very special guest, my best friend Raza from the Brown Boy Sports Talk. Raza, how you doing today, man?
Doing good, bro. Excited to be on my second favorite YouTube channel, after Brown Boy Sports Talk.
Yeah, the DMV
And
Sports,
I'm
and you
happy to
gotta
be
love
here.
it. Yeah, of course, man. Talking about the Wizards, but before we do that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more DMV Sports content. And let's get straight to the video.
Welcome back to DMV Sports Zone.
Chased down by Beal in the corner for three, gets fouled and hits.
Welcome to DC.
Well, they tag him out.
You know where you're at, the USA cap. You're taking it slightly. I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act on you gon' be right back. When we gon' be right here. We gon' be right here. We ain't going nowhere. Welcome to DC. DC, the home of Chuck Brown. Oh, you don't know the sound? Well, let me break it down.
So before we start this video, guys, I just want to let you know that Raza is a Lakers fan. So, no bias here when it comes to his perspective. But let's talk about it. The Wizards, Tommy Shepard, another W move, in my opinion. You trade Contavious Caldwell-Pope on an expiring contract. A great guy, shooter, one of the best shooters in the league, and a solid defender. And Ish Smith, who is now on his 13th NBA team, a whole roller coaster for him. Obviously, he had some moments, but he was just a liability on defense, which is too small. We saw that in the Philadelphia 76ers series when Ben Simmons was just backing him down, and overall it wasn't that good. But now, in return, we get Monte Morris, who is potentially a starting caliber point guard for next season, and Will Barton, a solid wing. Raza, what was your thoughts on the trade?
I actually love it for y'all because the Wizards flipped KCP, who's like a starting caliber wing, into potentially two like starting caliber players. Will Barton is like averaging 15 points, 37% from three. Like both these guys are like they're really good. They're good defensively and they're really good shooters. They're like really efficient with their shots and stuff. I think they're gonna work really well with Porzingis, with Daniel Gafford, with the pick and roll, with the lob. With obviously Porzingis is a lob threat, Daniel Gafford is a lob threat, even like Kuzma is a lob threat even. And then Monte Moore, like this is Will Barton's second team. He played 7 years with the Nuggets, and Monte Morris's connection with Kuzma is also from like his childhood days. So I really like it for y'all. Since you also mentioned that KCP it was his expiring contract this year, so Monte Morris and Will Barton are still under contract for at least 2 more years. So I like it for y'all. And for the Nuggets, like I know like they traded away Monte Morris because they didn't want to keep him because they would be in luxury tax. They don't want to pay that when they're already paying Michael Porter Jr. a max. Jokic is going to get a super max next year.
Jamal Murray as well.
Jamal Murray is getting a max, and they're coming back from injuries. And they got KCP who's making what 14, 13, 15 million, somewhere around there. So that's a lot of money. So they don't want to be in luxury tax. They're not a contender, so you don't want to be in luxury tax while like if you're not a contender. They're like top like 4 or 5 in the West, but they're not a contender for me. So like why would the ownership, like they don't want to be paying luxury tax if you're not like the Golden State Warriors or like the Phoenix Suns or like the Bucks.
I guess they do have a lot of confidence in Jamal Murray and Bones Highland, the guy from VCU, trying to maintain the whole backcourt situation for next year. But talking about the Wizards more, I mean, if we talk about how Wes Unseld Jr. literally was assistant coach for them in Denver, and they're very solid defenders. And Monte Morris, guys, literally had the 5th best assist to turnover ratio in the league while averaging 13 points per game last year. Consistency is what matters, because we didn't see that in Spencer Dinwiddie, because that man, oh man. And Will Barton just came off one of his most efficient seasons and had the highest assists per game of his whole veteran career. I love it. I really love it. I don't see why the Nuggets did it. Again, maybe because of salary cap issues, but for the Wizards, this is huge. I really think that I know we're not a contending team. You can see that in Ross's face. He just loves calling on the Wizards, but they're definitely a playoff team, even if they pay Brad the Supermax 250, which he doesn't deserve. But that's besides the point. I really think the Wizards are a playoff team, and I just think they won't be a bottom team in the league, which a lot of people were expecting last season. So I don't know, Raza. What's your thoughts on the Wizards and how they're going to be standing in next year's playoffs?
Yeah, I just wanted to add one more thing about Will Barton, that he's like useful. He can start as like the small forward slash like whatever. Like he can be all 2 or 3, depending on what Brad plays, if he comes back. But he's gonna come back. But it depends on whatever he can fit into either that role or like Spencer Dinwiddie didn't work for y'all. So I saw Will Barton playing for the Nuggets also came off the bench in the playoffs. For some games, when Michael Porter Jr. was out to add more scoring to the bench. So he averaged 15 points. He's very efficient. He's a very like safe player. He doesn't turn the ball over too much. He can do pick and roll and stuff with the all bigs. He's a really like reliable type of guy, that you can depend on. He's a veteran. He's not like a young player who's new to all this. He's been in the league for like this is gonna be his 8th season. So I really like that for y'all. And then coming to the playoff stuff, I can see y'all being like I don't see y'all being like a top 6, top like 5 seed, but I can see y'all being like a play-in team that can like advance into the playoffs. Like y'all not gonna be like one of the top teams, but it's not gonna be like last. It's gonna be way better than last season for sure. With like the young players developing, then you have Dia developing, Rui Hachimura developing. He was out for some time last year when he was back home, so he's gonna get an entire season, hopefully,
Johnny
And
Davis
Brad,
as well, the rookie. Yeah,
y'all added Johnny Davis. Bradley Beal was injured last like few like months, and then when Brad was playing, weren't y'all like top like 3, 4
we were
seed for
the
some time?
first seed, the Eastern
First seed
Conference
for a while.
Yeah.
So I can see y'all being like the 7, 8 seed, which is at least y'all are like in it, At least y'all in the
Yeah.
run.
Yeah, and when we talk about the point guard position, obviously we didn't get John Wall. He's out in LA with the Clippers. A lot of people like me thought, DeJounte Murray could have been an option, but again, I just didn't think we had the assets. And although I hated that he went to the Atlanta Hawks, really in our division, but at the end of the day, it just didn't happen. And this is a good move. We didn't get Shy, we didn't get DeJounte, we didn't get John, even though those were unrealistic. Besides John, Monte Morris, Will Barton, this bench, a bench depth was something that we lacked years ago when the Wizards were contending in the playoffs. And now that they have a bench, maybe we'll see if Bradley Beal takes that next step and finally emerges as a superstar player. Because now we got to talk about that, the Supermax. Honestly, guys, I've said this so many times. Bradley Beal, his loyalty is unmatched. He's up there with Damian Lillard when it comes to an NBA player having so much loyalty towards their franchise. But at the end of the day, when you're not a top 10 player in this league, do you deserve the highest paid contract in NBA history? No, Raza, that's me. I don't know about you. What you think?
I completely agree with you, man. I love Brad. He's a great player. He's like a top like 20 player in the league. He's one of the best scorers in the league, like top 3 scorer. He's like a top 3 player at his position. I love Bradley Beal, but 250 million, man, like the highest contract in NBA history. Like if the likes of Giannis, KD, LeBron, Steph Curry, like these guys, Kawhi, they're not getting 250 million. Like I don't see Brad getting it. But then like that has to be blamed on Washington though. Y'all could have either like extended him earlier or y'all could have traded him and like gone for a full like rebuild with the young guys, but y'all didn't, and now y'all have to like either you lose him for nothing or you have to pay him 250 million, which like there is no choice. You'd rather pay a man more than lose him for nothing when you talk about like a like caliber player that Bradley Beal is, top like 3 player at his position.
And I think this indicates that they will give him the 250 mil because you traded for Will Barton and Monte Morris. So obviously we're adding more depth and you still have those young guys. So we'll see next year. You got Kristaps Porzingis, who hopefully can stay healthy. Daniel Gafford, Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma. You added Monte Morris, Will Barton, Johnny Davis, Wes Unseld Jr., his second season as head coach. I don't know. As a Wizards fan, I've gone through so much, and I'm kind of upset that I took the John Wall days for granted because those were the highlights, and we're experiencing some lowlights right now. But if Bradley Beal gets paid that much money and he balls out, then so be it. But that's pretty much it, guys. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more DMV Sports content as we try to push out as much fire content out there as possible. Please make sure to subscribe to this man's channel because him and I run the Brown Boy Sports Talk, and it is up and coming. Raza, man, thanks again, man, for taking your time out of the day and talking about DMV Sports. I know you're a Lakers fan and you don't really like the Wizards because, I like the Wizards and, we're best friends in rivalry. He's a Cowboys fan too, so many reasons to hate him. But thanks again, Raza.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me. It was really good, recording this with you.
Gotcha. But that's pretty much it, guys. We're out. Peace.